Hey everyone, it's great to be back online with you. Wanted to get right into the homework that you have. I assigned all the problems because there's only 13 of them. Make sure that you are working on your multiplication facts. This is a review of what you had. This is using properties to find the sum or the product. Sum means it's the answer to an addition problem. Product means it is the answer to a multiplication problem. So these are answers to an addition problem or an answer to a multiplication problem. All right. So I'm going to take my work and put it on a separate sheet of paper. And the first one is 4 times 47. Well, I'm going to do mine as a standard algorithm. And I know that 4 times 7 is 28, and regroup my 2. 4 times 4 is 16, plus 2 is 18, and so my answer is 188. Please make sure that you have done your work first so that you can check your work against my work. The second one, it's where do you want to put your parentheses? I can put my parentheses here, and I can multiply 3 times 4, and that gives me my 3 times 4 is 12, and I have my 1, 0, bring that down. I can also show it with, I have the 3 times 40 times 6, and I'm going to group this part together, and if this is the way you wanted to work it out, that's fine too. 3 times 0 is 0, 3 times 4 is 12, and that's my 120. Then I'm going to bring down my 6, so it's 120 times 6. If you're wanting to have your digits going up and down, one on top of each other, that's fine too. We have 6 times 0 is 0. 6 times 2 is 12. Can we regroup my 1? 1 times 6 is 6, plus 1 is 7, and so my answer is 720. Now, I could have put my parentheses the other way. I know that 6 times 4 equals 24, and I have 1, 0. That's 240 times 3. Well, I'm going to just bring that down here for those of you that are easier. This is 0, 12, 6, and 7. So it's 720 no matter which way you look at it. You still get the same answer moving your parentheses. Okay? Now I'm going to do the same thing for number 3. So for number 3, I can put my parentheses here, and I can put my parentheses here, and I have 34 plus 21. I'm going to place that on a separate sheet of paper, and I'm going to come over here. I have 34 plus 21 plus, what did I say? 84 plus 7. And I can group it this way. So which way did you want to group it to get your answer? So on this one is 34. 1 plus 4 equals 5. 3 plus 2 equals 5. I have 55 plus 8 plus 4 is 11. Regroup my 1. 7 plus 8 is 15 plus 1 is 16. And now I can add these together. So if this doesn't make you comfortable, simply line up your digits. 5 plus 1 is 6. 5 plus 6 is 11. Regroup my 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. And my answer is... Did I make a mistake? I made a mistake. Can you find my mistake? Yep, you see it? So let me do it this way. 34 plus 21. That's 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. That's correct. Now let's look over here. 84. Did I even write those numbers down? Plus 7. See what I did? I ended up... I did it like this, and it was just the ones, because I have only the ones placed and there's 0 in my tens. So I did not add that up correct. That's the wrong answer. So I hope you're able to catch my mistake, because that's what you really want to do, is to see if you're able to really focus and pay attention. So 7 plus 4 is 11. I carry my 1. 8 plus 1 equals 9. And then I'm going to have my 91 plus my 55. And this gives me 6. And then my answer is 146. I knew it was too big. So great job. So if you caught it, way to go. So it's 146. Let's look over here. It says to complete the equation and tell which property you used. All right, so I have 103 plus 21 will be the same as something plus 3. Well, I used my not 3, but 103. So it'll be 21 plus 3. So all I did was switch the positions of the numbers. So when we're switching the positions of the numbers to get the same value, we say that is the cumulative property. COMMUTATIVE property. And this is when we're just shuffling the numbers around. We flip them, and they can still have the same value. The value doesn't change. So this equation is still balanced. Let's look over here. This is when we are moving the parentheses around. And so if this is 16 plus, in parentheses, 70 plus 8, then this will equal to 16 plus what, in parentheses, plus 8. So then I will have 16 plus 70, in parentheses, plus 8. And this is the associative property. This is where we move the parentheses around and the numbers stay in the same place. The numbers stay in the same place. The only thing that's moving is parentheses for associative property. And then the numbers are the ones that move, and that's the cumulative property. Let's look at number 6. Number 6 reads, Maggie's class bought 3 books at the book fair. I want to make sure I know this. The books cost $15, $9, and $12. Use parentheses to write 2 different expressions and find out how much the class spent in all. Which property does the pair of expressions demonstrate? So she did buy the 3 books, and the cost of the 3 books is one was 15, one was 9, and one was 12. So I'm going to write 2 equations. So first of all, I'm going to put in my numbers 15, 9, and 12. Those are the ones that I need to work with. Well, it says that I needed to find how much the class spent in all. So I need to find what is the total cost. So the total cost of the class spent is what? So I need to add those. Now, I can add straight across. I can group them. So if I group here, that's one equation. I'm going to write out my numbers again. And where do you think I can group next? Yes, I can take these and group the next one. So when I'm adding them up, what does it become? Well, 15 plus 9 is what? 24 plus 12. That's exactly right. It equals to 36. So they spent $36 on 3 books. Very good. Which property did we use? Looking up here, the numbers flip, the parentheses move. So which property did we use here? You got it. Associative property. Let's take a look at number 7. Leo's basketball team makes 16 points in the first game, 22 points in the second game, and 18 points in the third game. They want us to use the associative property of addition to show 2 different ways Leo can group the add-ins to show the total number of points. And you know what? I'm looking over here, and I should put associative property of and what operations what operations did we use? Addition. So I'm going to write addition. It's what I should have put. I hate to back you up, but sorry about that. All right, so now we needed to know. You made 22 points here, 18 points there, and 16 points in that first game, and the other one. So I have 16 plus 22 plus 18. It already said the associative property of addition, and so I'm going to rewrite it here, and we already know that the associative property means that the parentheses move, so I'm going to put my first parentheses on the first group, then I'm going to move my parentheses to the second group. And if we add them all up, what do we end up getting? Well, 16 plus 22. For those of you that need to line it up, we'll do it this way. That's 38. I have 38 plus 18. It's 16, 3, 4, 5. So in all three games, they made a total of 56 points. Way to go. So are you seeing a little bit better? Associative property means that the parentheses move. All right, let's move along. Over here, which property is shown by this below? 14 plus, in parentheses, 13 plus 11 equals. Now look at the numbers. They're in the same order as over here, but what changed? Yeah, the parentheses. So that makes it the associative property. Number 9. Janelle rakes leaves for $8 per lawn. Now, which expression can be used to find the amount that she earns if she rakes 14 lawns? Now, we know that she's raking 14 lawns, and she makes $8 per lawn. And so what operation would you use to figure this out? Yeah, somebody was saying I'm in groups of, so I would multiply that out. You're right. But you don't see that equation over here. What do you see then? Now, when I take here, this would be 8 plus 4 or 8 times 4. This place value here, this 1 is in what place value? Yes, the tens. So this would be 8. You said it was multiplication, so 8 times 10. Which one of these then will fit our equation? This one has a plus sign, so that won't work. That has a plus sign. That's not what we did over here. That doesn't work. 8 times 10. Do we times it? Because whatever we get here, what do we need to do? We need to add those together. So we're not going to times our products, our two partial products. So that doesn't work. But I do need to add them in, and that works out perfectly. So D is my correct answer. Let's look at number 10. Sarah bought 7 tickets to the school play. Now, each ticket costs $11. To find the total cost in dollars, she added the product. So she added the product, that was the answer, 7 times 1 to the product 7 times 10 for a total of $77. Does that make sense? Yeah, because she had 7 times 10, that's 70, and she added it to 7 times 1. Oops, I meant to put the 1. And she got $77. Which property did she use? Now we're looking at this number. Nothing happened to the 7. The 7 is the constant. But what changed? Yeah, the $11. Look, 11 is also equal to 10 plus 1. That's the distributive property that you learned when you were tiny humans. And so the answer here is D.